October 6th, 2025. Crimea. A seemingly ordinary moment unfolds. Unbeknownst to him, 155 miles away, he is being watched. An audacious operation is underway, 96 hours in the making. The Russians were about to learn a brutal lesson in modern warfare. Their sophisticated defenses were about to be rendered useless. They believed they had achieved total air superiority, a fatal error. They were catastrophically unprepared for an attack predicated on audacity. Ukrainian intelligence had the tanker schedule and exploited it. A single reconnaissance drone shadowed the vessel undetected. The Ukrainians exploited the headwind, flying low and slow. A calculated high-stakes gamble requiring absolute precision. The true masterstroke was the timing, waiting with patience. The asset Russia was protecting became the key to its destruction. The Foda terminal supplied over 50% of fuel for the southern front. Destroying it meant severing a vital artery, crippling the Russian war machine. Ukrainian operators had to fly directly into the kill zone, fighting a constant headwind, draining their batteries every second. At 2,300 hours, the tanker secured its moorings, the end of a voyage. For Ukrainian operators, it signaled the beginning of the end. A flight of Leko 100 reconnaissance drones launched from a forward position, engineered to scream their presence across Russian radar displays, drawing defenders' attention upward away from the real threat. The main attack swarm approached from below undetected, using the tanker's hull as a perfect radar shadow. The Nebo M radar system, Russia's. The tanker's arrival marked a new phase in the conflict. For Ukraine, it was the signal to initiate their daring plan. These drones were designed to attract Russian radar. The real threat approached from below, unseen by radar. Russia's Nebo M radar system was effectively blind. Every piece was in position, the plan unfolding precisely. The attack drones adjusted for wind in real time. At 0142 hours, a target lock was achieved. Missiles tore from launch tubes with a guttural roar. 4 decoys vaporized, reinforcing the operator's control. Then his screen exploded into an impossible reality. The attack came from the one location his radar was blind. He realized he was not the hunter, but the distraction. 155 miles away, the mission began to disintegrate. A savage gust of wind tore through the drone swarm. The meticulously planned attack devolved into chaos. The Russians were actively pumping fuel into the tanker. A tanker actively pumping fuel is a bomb waiting to detonate. A drone strike would trigger a cataclysmic explosion. Ukrainian commanders faced a terrible choice. Use the lead drone for a guaranteed kill or hold back. Facing mission failure, the commander issued a single command. Activate Veil System. Retask all targets. The swarm executed a near impossible maneuver. Inside the Ukrainian control bunker, 0143 hours. Panic was fleeting. Training and technology swiftly took command of the situation. Activate Veil System. Retask all targets, he commanded. They pivoted 90 degrees perpendicular to the radar's line of sight. This beam maneuver dropped their relative velocity to nearly zero, rendering them almost invisible to the Panzer's Doppler filter. But this was not just human skill. Veil triggered an AI system. The AI ran millions of calculations in precious seconds, analyzing drone positions, battery consumption, and solving the tanker problem. The AI's logic was ruthless and brilliant. It ignored the tanker. Hitting the tanker first would be catastrophic, blinding the swarm. Instead, it assigned new priority targets, the terminal's pumping stations. This was intellectual checkmate. Disable pumps, cut fuel flow, transforming the apocalyptic bomb into a manageable target, giving the swarm time to execute their phased attack as planned. On Russian screens, targets were vanishing into static. The Ukrainian plan pulled back from disaster at the last second. The Russian operator made a critical call to their airborne asset. High above the Black Sea, an A-50 aircraft circled in darkness. The A-50 was looking for heat signatures, not radar returns. Ukraine's maneuver was useless against thermal imaging. The A-50 acted as the all-seeing eye for Russia's S-400 battery. Connected by a fiber optic line, it screamed, "I am the target." It emitted a thermal signature of 800 degrees Fahrenheit. The S-400 missile took the bait, diverting from the swarm. A silent, brilliant flash as the S-400 detonated harmlessly. The Veil AI calculated the missile's launch trajectory. New coordinates were transmitted to reserve drones. Ukraine had just tricked the fist into punching itself. Russian operators watched in disbelief as their weapon was defeated. Before they could reload, a more urgent alarm sounded. This time the threat was coming for them. The chess match was over, every piece countered. The path to the pumping stations was wide open. At 0147 hours, the command from Kyiv fire. The lead drone peeled away, targeting the primary pumping station. The PG-7V warhead hunted with ruthless precision. The impact was a sharp, violent crack. The warhead's fuse was programmed with a 1.1-second delay. The objective: surgery with explosive force. A shaped charge focuses energy into a needle-thin spear. A needle-thin spear traveling at over 18 miles per hour. The pump was instantly destroyed, fuel ruptured violently. The second drone's mission: ignition. This was not a fire but a thermobaric event. A fireball twisted steel beams, turning the terminal into a junkyard. The tanker transformed into a giant fuel bomb. Its 1.1 million barrels lit up the Crimean sky. Smoke, thick and black, climbed miles into the atmosphere, appearing as a dark mountain on the horizon 26 miles away. American reconnaissance satellites confirmed the kill within hours. The burning terminal blazed like a bonfire the size of a town. The destruction was merely the beginning of strategic damage. 50% of Russia's fuel supply vanished in flames in one night. 14% of civilian gas stations reported critical shortages. Tank battalions became 70-ton paperweights, unable to maneuver. Russia lost half of its mobility in the southern theater. Trucks supplying ammunition, food, and medical supplies stopped. The entire Russian support network ground to a halt. Artillery batteries were effectively blind and deaf. This paralysis created a 72-hour window for Ukraine. Ukraine exploited this window with brutal efficiency, applying pressure on Russian defensive lines on 8 fronts. The damage was not merely physical. Paranoia swept through command. Trust in air defense systems shattered, replaced by suspicion. This operation represents a fundamental shift in warfare. Expensive systems defeated by planning and AI battlefield management. The Feodosia terminal strike was not lucky but well planned. Weeks of intelligence gathering, sophisticated mission planning. Ukrainian forces turned Russian advantages into vulnerabilities. Defensive systems became blind spots, whether a tactical tool. Wars are won through asymmetric tactics, not brute force. The side that controls information holds the decisive advantage. Russia learned this lesson, written in fire across the sky.